Man alive, do I know that this video is going to tank, it's going to go absolutely nowhere, but I can't stop myself. There is no way in the world that I cannot review this sneaker. It can't happen. I was looking at which sneakers to review, going through, looking online, looking on social media, looking at Twitter, looking on Instagram, looking at websites and all that kind of stuff. Which sneakers do I want to check out? And then I came across this sneaker and I was like, yep, that's in. Don't care what it looks like. All I saw was the title. I said that could be the ugliest sneaker in the world, but it's definitely going in the rotation, because what we're looking at today is the upcoming release of the Nike BLAZER Mid coming to America. This is a Talking About a 23 Sneaker channel, Talking About a 23 Sneaker channel. Des, Mainichi Absuru no De, Mainichi Mitika Design. Every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today what we're looking at is an absolutely iconic sneaker or film. Mid-80s, Eddie Murphy in his prime. If you haven't seen any Eddie Murphy movies from the mid-80s, if you only know Eddie Murphy from his 2010 to 2020 catalogue, you're missing some of the funniest films ever made. Trading Places, absolute genius. Trading Places is a brilliant film, one of the best films of the 80s, Eddie Murphy in his prime. Here we have Coming to America, an absolute classic film. Even into the 90s, I suppose things like Nutty Professor were kind of funny as well, but really that 80s catalogue from Eddie Murphy was absolutely fire. I'm sure there's some other videos or films in there as well that he did in that period that were just iconic, but I can remember Coming to America, and I can remember Trading Places as being two of the best films of the 80s for sure. Now, Coming to America, if you don't know what it's about, is an African prince who has his bride chosen for him as part of the culture of his country, runs away from Africa to New York City and tries to find a bride on his own, and he ends up working in Not McDonald's. Now, the Not McDonald's thing is kind of interesting because it's clearly McDonald's that he's working in. And what I mean is that they call it McDowell's in the video, in the movie. They call it McDowell's, and McDowell's has golden arcs, not arches. So like the M for McDonald's is kind of like, especially on the outside, the outside edge is like this, but the arcs for McDowell's, they kind of tuck in a little bit. Same color, same font, just ever so slightly different at the bottom part. And this made me wonder if they actually did approach McDonald's and say, McDonald's, hey, do you want to do a tie-up with us, and you'll get some free advertising for yourselves in this iconic movie? And McDonald's said no, so they said, well, instead of changing the movie, let's make it into a joke. And instead of McDonald's, they called it McDowell's, and instead of arches, they called them arcs. And it's a great running gag throughout the film, the movie, and it actually plays a part in the shoe that we'll talk about today. So anyway, yeah, Prince runs away from Africa all the way to America, where he stays in New York City. He chooses to stay in Queens because he thinks that'll be a place where he'll find his queen, and just hilarity ensues. It's a brilliant film, classic 80s movie. I absolutely love Coming to America. Two favourite scenes from it: the bath scene at the start. If you've seen the film, it's just hilarious. The royal, I'm not going to say it, but definitely check out the bath scene from Coming to America if you haven't seen it already. And then also when he arrives in America, he stands on the balcony of his apartment and he's like, "Hello, America," sort of thing, and the people shout back at him. It's just a really great film, a real classic film. I totally recommend either that you watch it for the first time or that you go back and watch it and reminisce about how awesome it was, because it was Eddie Murphy in his prime, one of the best films of the 80s for sure, hands down. And then here we have them bringing out a BLAZER. Now, I'm not entirely sure why. Now that I think about it, I wish I'd worked out why before I sat down. I do usually research my videos, and I did research this sneaker for this video, but I never thought to actually research why are they doing a Coming to America tie-up now. Now it's 2020. I wonder if it's been wonder if it was 2020. Has it been 30 years since Coming to America? Maybe it was the end of the 80s, start of the 90s that Coming to America came out. Is it 30 years? And to mark the anniversary of that, maybe that's why they're bringing this out. There are a couple of things to look at on the sneaker, so we might as well do that, because that is a sneaker channel. It's not just my chance to reminisce about the past and to go on about an awesome movie. I wish I could remember some other Eddie Murphy movies though as well, because the 80s and the 90s he was just in his prime. This shoe, so there's there's four particular things I want to look at on the shoe. So first and foremost, let's look behind me here at the heel, where it says Coming to America right there. It's emblazoned on the heel, and there's no mistaking that there is that tie up to the movie. But then it's not too far to go from there on onto the side of the sneaker, where two more signatures of the film come in. You've got what many people call plaid, but me being British and specifically Scottish, I call it tartan. But you've got that tartan on there, which matches the uniforms that they wear at McDowell's in the movie. So it's a straight up shout out to the movie and to the uniforms that the Prince, Eddie Murphy, and his manservant, because there's two of them that go to America. They both end up working at McDowell's, so you can imagine this prince working at a fast food restaurant. And the fast food restaurant uniforms are those tartan kind of colors. And then just right there as well, I mean, we don't have to go far to get to that swoosh, or is it an arc, or is it an arch, which is in that color for matching the McDowell's arc. Or arcs, and even the swoosh itself, kind of, you can see how it would mimic the half of an M to go with McDowell's or McDonald's. It'd be interesting to find out if they did approach McDonald's and they were turned down in what turned out to be one of the most iconic movies of the 80s and the 90s. So they're the three main sort of points to go straight to the movie. The heel, where it says Coming to America, the fabrics on the upper, which are in that tartan to match the uniform of McDowell's, and then that golden swoosh on the side to match the golden arcs of the McDowell company. The last thing I want to do though, which has nothing to do with the movie, but is to flip them upside down and have a look at the outsole, because I really dig how light the gum sole is on these. I think it's cool when they lighten the gum sole. Sometimes gum soles to me are a little bit too dark and they don't match the rest of the sneaker, but in the case of these guys, especially with that gold branding of Coming to America on the heel, then the lightened up gum sole on these definitely makes a difference and makes this sneaker work. So yeah, for me, it's a real talk to the past. It's all about the movie. All about the movie. I didn't look at this sneaker and think about the sneaker at all. I didn't look at it and think, would I rock that? Is that cool? What are people out there going to think about it? At all. All I was thinking about was the movie, what a great movie it is, what an iconic movie it is. So it's definitely a sneaker to check out, and definitely a movie to check out. If you do know the movie, let me know in the comments down below. But if you don't, definitely go out and watch it and then let me know in the comments down below. So I would say, actually thinking about it now, Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy kind of would be, for me, the sort of mid-80s to early 90s funny men from America. There was The Jerk, Steve Martin movie, which is a great film as well. So that's my sneaker for today. The Nike BLAZER Mid Coming to America, or McDowell's, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know where this video is going to sit with people. I don't know if people are going to watch it or not, but for me it's just great to talk about a really great time in movies, and one of the funniest periods in movies, which was, and Eddie Murphy was right at the center of it. A great time to look back on, and thanks to this shoe for allowing me to do that and enjoy that kind of flip to the past for this one today. Like I said at the top, doubt this guy's going to get many views, but for me it made me sure happy to talk about this shoe and about the movie Coming to America. For now, it's time to sign off. I will let you know that I have been going live a lot recently in the mornings to talk about coronavirus. Of course, it's a big deal here as well as anywhere else in the world, but I'm going to leave that out of my 7 p.m. videos and focus on the sneakers. But I have been going live in the morning, so if you want to check that out, please do. And also, I'm going to throw up a link to the final playlist for this, the butter movement, we call it. And if you click on the link that I'll throw up in a minute, it will show you a bunch of other links, and you can choose maybe another video to go and have a look at. So here's a link to that in-hand rare shoes collection of videos, Downing the Butter Movement videos playlist there. Definitely check that out, and any other link that's come down with that as well to a video from my channel, go ahead and check out one of those. For now though, time for me to sign off. Thank you for letting me ramble on about my past and about a great memories, really great memories. Really great movie, definitely recommend to check it out. But for now, time for me to sign off, and thank you guys for checking out my content. But because I do this every single day, that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.